Somewhere in the next decade or two, a human being will step off a spacecraft and become the first person ever to stand on Mars. It will be one of the greatest moments in the history of our species, and it may also be a death sentence. Because the cruelest truth about a mission to Mars isn't the danger of getting there, it's that the moment you arrive, the same laws of physics that carried you across the solar system quietly lock the door behind you. Coming home is not a matter of courage, or funding, or willpower. It may simply be impossible. This is why anyone who goes to Mars may never come back, and why the red planet could become the most beautiful grave humanity has ever dug. Start with the thing almost no one tells you. You cannot leave Mars whenever you want. Earth and Mars are both racing around the Sun at different speeds, on different tracks, and they only line up correctly for a trip about once every 26 months. Miss that window, and there is no turning around, no early return, no emergency exit. If something goes wrong the day after you land, you don't get to go home. You wait, on the surface of a hostile world, for the planets themselves to swing back into position. That's a minimum of around a year and a half, often closer to 2 years, before the door even opens again. On Mars, "I want to go home now," is a sentence that physics simply does not allow. You are, from the instant you touch down, a prisoner of the solar system's clockwork. And that's if everything works. Just reaching Mars means 6 to 9 months sealed inside a capsule not much bigger than a large van, falling through the deep black between two planets. For that entire time, you are utterly alone. There is no rescue ship. If the life support fails, if a pump breaks, if a fire starts, there is no one coming. The nearest help is tens of millions of miles behind you, and a radio call for that help takes up to 20 minutes to even arrive. You will watch the Earth shrink behind you until it is just another star, one blue point of light among thousands, holding everyone you have ever loved. And ahead, a small rust-colored dot that grows, slowly, into the world that intends to kill you. Long before you land, the killing has already begun. Silently, invisibly, in your own cells. Here on Earth, we live under two shields, a thick atmosphere and a powerful magnetic field that deflect the constant sleet of radiation pouring through space. The moment you leave that protection, you're exposed to it directly. High-energy cosmic rays and bursts of radiation from the Sun tearing through the ship and through you. On a round trip to Mars, you'd absorb a dose of radiation hundreds of times what you'd get in a year on Earth, enough to measurably raise your lifetime odds of dying from cancer. And if the Sun throws a major solar storm while you're in transit, with no planet to hide behind, the dose could be acute, and it could be fatal within days. Mars has no global magnetic field of its own, so even after you land, the sky keeps irradiating you every single day for the rest of your life there. Then there's what the trip does to your body from the inside. In the weightlessness of the journey, and later in Martian gravity, just 38% of Earth's, your body begins to quietly dismantle itself. Muscles you no longer need to fight gravity start to waste away. Your bones bleed calcium, thinning at more than 1% every month until they're brittle. The fluid in your body shifts upward, swelling your head and pressing on your eyes, and astronauts return from long missions with their vision permanently changed. Your heart, no longer working as hard, grows weaker. By the time you reach Mars, you may be too deconditioned to even stand unaided in a world you were supposed to explore. And unlike an astronaut on the space station, you can't just come home in a few months to recover. You stay, and your body keeps unraveling. Now picture the place itself. From orbit, Mars is beautiful, a serene, rust-red desert world. On the ground, it is one of the most lethal environments a human has ever faced. The air is almost entirely carbon dioxide, and there's barely any of it. The pressure is less than 1% of Earth's. That's so thin, it's effectively a vacuum. Step outside without a sealed suit, and the moisture in your lungs and blood would begin to boil while you suffocate. The average temperature is around 60 degrees below 0 Celsius, and on a cold night near the poles, it can plunge to -125. There is no breathable air, no liquid water on the surface, no shade from the radiation, and no way to survive for even a minute unprotected. Every breath you take on Mars, for the rest of your life, has to be manufactured by a machine that cannot be allowed to fail. And the ground beneath your boots is trying to kill you too. The Martian soil is laced with chemicals called perchlorates, toxic to the human thyroid everywhere, mixed into the very dust of the planet. That dust is another nightmare. Finer than talcum powder, jagged at the microscopic level, and electrostatically charged, so it clings to everything and works its way into every seal, every joint, every lung. Breathe it in over time and it scars your airways. And then there are the storms. Mars has dust storms that can swell until they wrap the entire planet, blotting out the sun for weeks, choking the solar panels you depend on to make power, heat, and air. On Mars, the weather, the soil, and the very dirt in the wind are all, slowly, patiently, working to end you. So let's say you survive all of it. The radiation, the cold, the dust, the wasting of your own body, and the launch window finally comes back around. Now comes the part that turns mission into one-way trip. To leave Mars, you need a rocket, a fully fueled rocket, sitting on the surface, powerful enough to climb back off an entire planet. Nobody is going to fly that fuel out with you. There's far too much of it. The only plan that even works on paper is to land machines ahead of time that spend years pulling carbon dioxide from the Martian air and scraping water from the frozen ground, chemically brewing rocket fuel on the spot and hoping none of it fails across the years before you need it. This has never been done. Not once, anywhere, by anyone. A single cracked tank, a broken pump, a machine buried by a dust storm, and the ride home simply does not exist. On Mars, your return ticket isn't bought. It has to be built on an alien world by machines that have to work perfectly, alone, for years. And that's just the body and the machinery. The human mind was never built for this. Imagine standing on a frozen red plain and looking up to find the Earth. Every person who has ever lived, every ocean, every forest, your entire family, reduced to a single faint dot in a strange sky. You cannot call home in real time. Every word you send takes up to 20 minutes to arrive, and 20 more to hear a reply. A conversation takes the better part of an hour. There is no going outside for fresh air because there is no air. No weekend away, no walk on a beach, no rain, no birdsong, ever again. Just the same handful of faces, the same cramped modules, the same red silence outside the window, stretching on for years, with the constant, quiet knowledge that the planet you're standing on is doing everything it can to kill you, and that home is a place you may never touch again. People have broken under far less. So what actually ends you in the end? Take your pick. Mars offers many doors. A tear in your suit and the near vacuum boils your blood in seconds. A failure in the habitat and you freeze or suffocate before you can fix it. A solar storm at the wrong moment and radiation sickness takes you over days. Years of that radiation and cancer takes you slowly. A crop failure or a supply ship that never launches and you starve, tens of millions of miles from the nearest field. Bones too weak to survive a simple fall. A dust storm that smothers your power for a week too long. And behind every one of these, the same brutal fact. There is no hospital, no rescue, no evacuation, no calling in sick. On Earth, a disaster is something you survive and recover from. On Mars, almost any serious disaster is simply the end. But we'll build a colony, people say. It won't be one person, it'll be a town. And maybe, one distant day, that's true. But look closely at what that really means at the start. The first Martians won't be pioneers taming a new frontier. They'll be people living their entire remaining lives inside a handful of sealed rooms, aging faster, sickening quietly, unable to leave, watching their bodies and their machines slowly wear down, raising children, if they even can, who have never felt rain or run across open grass or breathed unfiltered air. For a very long time, a Mars colony won't be a place people go to live. It will be a place people go to slowly die, a little further from home than anyone has ever died before. The romantic image of humanity's second home hides a much colder reality. The early graves will vastly outnumber the survivors. And here is the thing worth sitting with. We tell ourselves a story about Mars, that it's our backup, our lifeboat, the place our species goes to make sure we never have all our eggs in one basket. It's a beautiful story. It's also, for now, almost entirely a fantasy. Because the honest truth is that the worst day in Earth's history, after the deadliest asteroid, the harshest ice age, the most violent catastrophe you can imagine, would still leave our planet more welcoming to human life than the best day Mars has ever had. Mars has no breathable air to lose, no magnetic field to rebuild, no soil that won't poison you. It is not a second Earth waiting for us. It is a frozen, irradiated, airless desert that will take everything we send it and give almost nothing back. We dream of Mars as an escape hatch, but you cannot escape to a place that kills you the moment you take off your helmet. And yet, we will go anyway. Of course we will. Someone will stand on that red soil, look back at the pale dot of the Earth, and plant a flag for all of us, knowing the odds. Because that's what our species does. We walk toward the thing that might kill us just to see what's on the other side. There is something magnificent in that, and something almost unbearably sad. The first humans on Mars will likely be among the bravest people who have ever lived, precisely because most of them, on some quiet level, will understand what the mission really is. Not a round trip, not a vacation to another world, a one-way walk into the most hostile place a human being has ever tried to survive, with a return ticket that may never come. They won't be going to Mars to live there. They'll be going so that, one day, someone else finally can. So, why will anyone who goes to Mars never come back? Because the planets only open the door once every 2 years. Because the radiation, the cold, the dust, and the near vacuum are all trying to kill you the entire time. Because your ride home has to be built from thin air by machines that cannot fail. And because, in the end, Mars is not a frontier to be conquered, it is a wall the human body slams into, tens of millions of miles from any help. We will go. We should go. But we should go with our eyes open, understanding that the first people to walk on Mars are not tourists or settlers. They are pioneers in the oldest and hardest sense of the word. People who cross a line knowing they may never cross back. The next time you see that little red star in the evening sky, remember, it is beautiful, and it is patient, and it is waiting. If that put a chill in you, subscribe, and we'll stare into the dark together again next time. This is the deep field.